A handful of kids got a dose of the great outdoors at Leith Memorial Library on Wednesday night. The sounds of crickets chirping and a fire crackling filled the Calvin Little Room, which featured a reading tent, craft table, and campsite with hay bales and tents for the library's Camp In for Family Literacy Night. Peggy Wilkes, Shannon Hearn, and Deborah Knight read the children stories about overcoming fears and using their imaginations. Interspersing the story times, the kids colored stars, painted tree leaves with their thumbs, and made lanterns using mini glow sticks and bottles of water. Following the final craft, they wandered over to the campfire to sing songs with Judy Harris. AMVETS provided hot dogs prior to the event, and the kids were handed bags of trail mix as they left. Just down the street, Hillside Florist was offering more than flowers at its second annual open house. Shoppers made their way through Christmas decorations to the back of the store, where a table was set up with Richmond County confections for the florist's inaugural dessert downtown event. Alicia Pate Hollinsworth of Alicia's Edible Addictions made a sampling of sweets representative of county landmarks, including the Hamlet Depot, the Berry Patch, Discovery Place Kids, the Leak Wall House, and of course, Hillside Florist. Hillside owner Chuck Wright said about 100 people attended the drop-in event. Richmond County Hospice hosted their 8th annual Salute to Veterans event Friday morning. The event started with the posting of the colors. Lieutenant Colonel Edward O'Neill was the guest speaker. A veteran's poem was read. Our Heroes Tree received remarks by Robin Roberts, and taps, the 13 folds of the flag, and the 21-gun salute was performed after door prizes were drawn. The Veterans Day Parade will be on Saturday, November 10th. More information will be available in the near future. When we return, I'll be bringing you your Live at 5 weather report. What is the weather for this weekend? It's coming up right after the break, so stay tuned.
Simply Chic will have its Christmas open house Friday, November the 2nd, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Saturday, November the 3rd, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Take advantage of store-wide savings from 15 to 20% off. Excludes Brighton. A free gift with each purchase will be given while quantities last. Jumpstart your Christmas shopping while enjoying light refreshments and small-town hospitality with your Simply Chic friends. That's Simply Chic.
Hi, this is Christina with Richmond County Hospice. I'm with Julie and Holly, and we're here to talk about how wonderful Hayden Construction was during our recent pipe bursting and flooding in our building.
In 10 to 15 minutes they were here, and they were already starting to work vacuuming up the water, trying to figure out where all the damage was, what all they needed to do.
They were so quick to get on the scene. They were here before I even arrived, and it was just reassuring to have them come in and take control.
We are so thankful that they were here to help us that day.
At Richmond Community College, we can prepare you for a high-skill, high-paying career in a variety of fields. From business to education, engineering, utilities, healthcare, criminal justice, information technology, and human services. At Richmond Community College, we can save you thousands of dollars on tuition through our university transfer programs that provide a seamless transition to universities and colleges throughout North Carolina. At Richmond Community College, we are always developing new courses and programs in response to the communities we serve. We offer day, evening, and online courses, and you can now complete 5 curriculum programs entirely online. At Richmond Community College, we believe in helping you prepare for a better life. Richmond Community College. Local college, big impact.
At Kyocera, we see your company differently. We see your documents, how they're accessed, what it takes to keep them secure, and how well your workflow is flowing.
Kyocera helps your entire document infrastructure run more efficiently, securely, and cost-effectively.
And what we see is an opportunity to integrate all of it.
Today's Live at 5 weather report is brought to you by Richmond County Hospice. And as we take a look at the map behind us, I know that we've been anticipating when this Richmond-Scotland game was going to happen due to rain expected today. But for tomorrow, it looks like the game is going to kick off. But in the other parts of North and South Carolina, let's start on the eastern part of the state. Down in Wilmington, a high of 65. High of 65 as well in New Bern. High of 63 in Greenville. Just west of that, a high of 60 in the capital city of Raleigh. Right here in the Sandhills area, a high of 63 just north of us in Southern Pines, high of 64 in both Rockingham, Laurinburg, and Lumberton in succession, going down 74 east. If you're heading the other way towards Charlotte and the Queen City, you can expect a high of 61 there for tomorrow. 61 also in Hickory, and 60 for the high tomorrow in Greensboro. For your South Carolina temperatures, a high of 61 in Spartanburg, 62 in Lancaster, 64 in Darlington, and not to be outdone, a high of 65 for tomorrow in the capital city of Columbia. Now, as I mentioned, taking a look at the 5-day weather forecast. Tomorrow, Saturday, Scotland game finally going to happen. Going to be beautiful weather when it happens. A high of 64, low of 41, so beautiful sunshine throughout the day. Temperature's going to drop significantly, though, once the sun goes down. So if you're at Raider Stadium, which we of course hope all of you are, make sure to bring a coat, probably a toboggan, and some hand warmers as well. Looking at Sunday, some more beautiful weather as we finish out the weekend. 0% chance of precipitation, high of 66, low of 56. So not nearly as cold Sunday night as we're going to see tomorrow night. Moving into the beginning of next week on Monday, rain is in the forecast. A 60% chance on Monday with a high of 67, low of 61. For Tuesday, a high of 76, low of 62 with a 50% chance of rain that day. Much the same on Hump Day. Next week on Wednesday, 50% chance that day as well for precipitation. High of 73, low of 46. So as far as the temperatures, they seem to be jumping up and down here, especially at nighttime, where we're going to see as cool as 41 tomorrow night, all the way up to 62 on Tuesday night. And that's going to do it for your Live at 5 weather report. And when we return, the Richmond Raider football team looks to nab the SAC title from the Fighting Scots in Saturday's rivalry game. And Raiders boys soccer is set for their playoff match at Ardrey-Kell. It's coming up right after the break, so stay tuned.
McNair Auto Sales is the place to buy your pre-owned car, truck, or van. To be the best, it takes big selection, friendly staff, and great pricing. We guarantee a no-hassle buying experience, and financing is available right on site. So come see us today. We're located at 1026 East Broad Avenue in Rockingham. And remember, with over 40 years of experience, you know McNair is the name you can trust.
At Richmond County Hospice, we strive to provide high-quality care to our patients and their families. Whether it's the incredible hospitality at the Haven House or from the comfort of your own home, you can count on hospice to be there for you. We also offer monthly grief support groups, and our chaplain will be there to hold your hand in prayer. Through our amazing staff and our volunteers, hospice has made difficult times easier for our community. Call the number on your screen if you feel that you or your loved one may benefit from our services. Richmond County Hospice. Peace, comfort, dignity.
Willow Tree Antiques and Gifts is all about rustic home decor and gifts. You will always find a variety of unique antiques, vintage, and new items in our shop. Come and see our selection of housewarming, new baby, and wedding gifts. For the man in your life, we have many collectibles, Boker knives, and leather. And ladies love the jewelry, purses, candles, hats, and t-shirts. We also offer a 30-day layaway program. Come and experience shopping at Willow Tree Antiques and Gifts.
If Raider magic holds true the way it has through the first 9 games of the 2018 football season, then the Richmond Senior High School varsity football team will achieve something Saturday it hasn't accomplished since 2010. As the calendar flips into the first week of November, the Raiders will host arch rivals Scotland High School in a prime-time Saturday matchup at Raider Stadium. Besides being one of the most anticipated high school matchups across the state, the hype surrounding Saturday's game comes with SAC championship expectations. With a win, Richmond will capture the SAC regular season title outright, snapping the Fighting Scots' 7-year run. Not letting a wacky fall schedule impact its winning ways this season, Richmond is hot off a 49-14 win last Thursday against 71st High School, which secured the team's 7th straight win. It's the longest winning streak for the Raiders since they won 6 games in a row in 2015. When the Raiders and the Fighting Scots met in Laurinburg last year, it was Scotland that pulled away 69-47 in a game that saw the most points scored in the long-time rivalry. While the Raiders held their own for a majority of that game, the feeling surrounding this year's matchup leans much more in favor of the green and gold. This week's game will also be Richmond's annual senior night, as 24 seniors will be recognized ahead of kickoff. Another special group of guests will be in attendance, as the 4 8-year state championship teams from 1978, 1988, 1998, and 2008 will be on hand. Kickoff is set for 7 p.m. on Saturday at Raider Stadium. In a year of firsts for the Raiders soccer team, including first-year head coach Chris Larson taking over the program after Benny Howard's 30-year tenure, the Raiders are heading back to the state playoffs for the first time since 2016. The North Carolina High School Athletic Association released its official 4A state playoff brackets Wednesday afternoon, and Richmond saw itself sneak in as a number 23 seed in the West. That puts the Raiders on the road during the opening round at number 10 Ardrey-Kell High School. After taking Wednesday off, the Raiders were back on the practice field Thursday, gearing up for what promises to be a competitive match at Ardrey-Kell. Larson admitted that he doesn't know a whole lot about Ardrey-Kell, but said through what little time he's had to research, he knows the Knights have a couple of players who can score. For Richmond, the Raiders have netted 61 goals while allowing just 31 goals, 2 fewer than Ardrey-Kell in 2 more games played. As with any sport, Larson acknowledged that anything can happen during the playoffs, but the key for Richmond to pull off an upset will be to stick together like the Raiders have all season. The teams will meet tonight at 6 p.m. in Charlotte for the win-or-go-home matchup. And that's going to do it for today's edition of Live at 5. If you haven't already, be sure to download the Richmond Observer app for your iPhone and Android devices. For all the latest news here in Richmond County, visit richmondobserver.com. And be sure to tune in to Good Morning Sand Hills Monday through Friday, 6:30 to 8:30 a.m. Thanks for watching Live at 5. Good night and have a great weekend, Richmond County.